Yes, people. Welcome back to GNA TV. I'm your host, Jem, and let's cue that in.
I had to cut out these hoes. I just got me a little bit. I just got me a little boy. I ain't no better about doors. She ain't no better about doors.
Yes, people. Welcome back to the show, GNA TV. Welcome back. It's a Saturday afternoon. I'm sitting at home. Weather looks okay out there. But what I want to do is I want to kind of move away from the whole Chelsea transfer talk situation. I want to talk about. We've made a show up called the Chelsea Talk Show, and the aim for this show is to basically talk about and evaluate what Chelsea have done up to now, whether it's players coming in, whether it's players leaving, our preferences, so who we would prefer to come in. There's going to be it's going to be open for you guys to come in. You're all going to be able to have your say. I'm just going to highlight the 4 topics quickly for you guys, and then I'm going to throw the link in the chat, and you guys can come on and we can debate them. Yeah, 100%. Let's quickly look at the chat. Big up to DR. Big up to CFC Beast in the house. Big up to C1 London. People, before we move forward, please make sure you smash that like button. Please share on all your socials as well. Let's let people know that we're live. I want to be able to sort of build up a crowd today, allow people to get involved, have your say about the topics that we're going to go through today as well. So make sure you stay tuned in, and please help us get to 20 to 30 likes on this stream. All right, so look, the 4 topics, right? The first topic: do Chelsea need a goalkeeper? Yes, I think they need a goalkeeper. And the reason I think they need a goalkeeper is this. I need to show you guys this quickly. I feel like it's something that's not been spoken about. But look at our fixtures next season. We've got Mendy going away on the African Cup of Nations, which means we're left with only Kepa. Now, Willy Caballero's left. We haven't really got anyone else coming through. I don't know if we're looking in our academy or not, maybe bringing someone through there. But I'm looking at the fixtures that we've got without Mendy. We've got Liverpool, we've got Man City, we've got Tottenham. And then if you want to go into February, we have Brighton, Arsenal, Palace, and Leicester. So he should potentially be back around, if I'm right. I think it's a 2-month competition, isn't it? Or just under 2-month competition. So, but what worries me more is them 3 games. Now, the reason I say that is because if you look at our December, because December is always such a busy. Let me see if I can just quickly do it like this. That's better. Look at our December, right? We've got West Ham, Leeds, Everton, Wolves, and Aston Villa, and Brighton. So that's where all your games are played mainly. You know, it's back to back to back. It becomes quite congested. We'll have Mendy there, and it's going to be important that we can accumulate some points. And at that point, we will need to be within or around, you know, the top. But then you lose Mendy, and then you've got Liverpool, Man City, Spurs with Kepa in goal. With fucking Kepa in goal. Do we not need to? Do Chelsea not need to look at just maybe not as an expensive goalie? I want you as the viewers to tell me who's available. Who would be an ideal goalie that could come in and potentially replace Mendy? Potentially put Kepa under pressure. Why does Kepa have to be our second goalie? Yes, I know his wages, and I know he cost us a lot of money. But why can't we buy a goalie that's out there that is decent, not expensive, but decent, and that will be able to do a job while Mendy is gone? Because I think we need one. I think it's an area that we really need to concentrate on. I don't know what your thoughts are as well, people, in the chat. So let's just quickly fly through it. I'm going to put the link in the chat very, very soon, people. So just stay tuned in. I want you all to come in and have your say as well. Smash that like button, please, as well. Yo, I was on the space. Big up to you, bro. Nice seeing you here. What's up, AR Hive? I hope you're good. Big up to Sean as well. Josh is here as well. Big up to him. Chris Welsh, well, welcome to you, mate. Kai Havertz, Marlon. He's saying Donnarumma. AR Hive saying Romero. Romero's a good shout. Romero's a good shout, but it's definitely an area that Chelsea need to look at. It's a position that Chelsea need to look at. And I just think it's something that we really need to be aware of going into next season. The fact that we might only have Kepa with Mendy going out on loan, that worries me. You know, that's a good shout. Sommer, good. You know, he had a good Euros. How much would he cost? I feel like with Onana, he might be slightly expensive. You know, with Onana, I feel like he'd be slightly expensive. But look at that fixture list. Back to back. Liverpool at home. Man City away. Tottenham at home. And then you go into February. Brighton away. Arsenal at home. Palace away. Leicester at home. And then potentially you should be back. These are games where you need your best players. It's an important period of the season. So I want your thoughts and opinions on that. I do want your thoughts and opinions on that. We will come back to that. So bear that in mind, people. That's the first topic. The second topic, because I'm going to fly through these topics because I want you guys to come on. I want you guys to be more involved. So let me just fly through these. The second topic is, why do Chelsea need another DM? And why do Chelsea need to buy another DM? I'm a little bit confused with the whole DM situation. The reason I'm confused with it is that we had Billy Gilmore. We send him out on loan. But I get that he's going to get the experience. I 100% understand that. Experience is key. But you've loaned him out, leaving us with 3 out-and-out midfielders, yeah? Kovacic, Kante, and Jorginho. There's talks about Chelsea going for a Camavinga. There's talks about Chelsea going for a Rice. Now, these guys are going to accumulate a lot of money to bring to our football club. Why would we do that when they're only going to be the 4th best central midfielder on our, in our team? They're not going to start games. They're all right. They might be rotated, but they're not going to get the games that we think they're going to get. And this is why it don't make sense to me. Why would we spend that kind of money to bring in a player that, in theory, is not going to start many games or wouldn't start? Might just be a rotation player. Now, I've heard a lot about Camera, about 15 to 20 million. I understand that deal. So I want mate just come in, rotate, just be happy to be in the squad, get involved. You bring in Declan Rice for 60 million. You bring in a Camavinga, who I don't think we're going to get because I think it's a load of paper talk, not going to lie, for 50 million. These signings don't make sense, people. Would it not be better for Chelsea just to go and look at their academy, the players they've got out alone, someone that can come in and just fill that gap, especially if we're concentrating on Haaland? Why do we have to go and buy a 50 million DM, a 70 million DM? I want to know what your thoughts and feelings are on that as well. When I put the link in the chat, we'll open it up. We'll talk about. I'll ask you what topics you want to talk about. Yeah, you tell me what you want. It's going to be 4 topics. So when you come in, I'll ask you. We'll talk about it, and then we'll revert to the other topics as well. I want to try and get you all on as well. Let's quickly just say Wayne Hennessy. I don't. Again, 3rd choice goalie. Is he going to get in front of Kepa? I don't know. Hershey's saying he'd be happy with one signing in Haaland. And I partially agree with you. And this is why I'm saying, why do we need to go and buy anyone else? I know there's people in this chat that think we should. There's people in this chat that think we should go and buy someone else. B says, Jim, don't we have the Club World Cup in December? So surely some of these fixtures in December and even January are going to be moved. I don't think we've got the Club World Cup in December. Have we? Are we not going to Belfast to play that? I need to find out. I'm not too sure on that, Beast. Actually, I'm not 100% sure on that. I think we need 4 great DMs. However, who people have forgotten in Mount who can also cover in that position. So I wouldn't write us off signing anyone anymore. I get that. We're getting Tchouaméni again. Why? How much is he going to cost? I know Peter Cech likes him, but why? I don't understand why we're going to sign such overpriced players. Haaland's the only option for us, the only player we need. And I agree partially to that. I think we just need someone clinically to put it in the back of the net. People worried about, I've heard some Chelsea fans say they're worried about the DM aspect. They're worried about the DM aspect. Maybe a potential, I've heard right wing backs as well, which is something we'll get to as well. So that's the other thing I talk about. The other topic that I wanted to get into was the whole situation of the striking element. Now, there's been continuous talks about Erling Haaland coming to Chelsea. We know that. But at the same time, it seems like Chelsea are forcing strikers out the door. Now, we already know that Olivier Giroud's going to AC Milan for 1.7 million. Tammy Abraham's look is out for sale as well at 40 to 45 million. Are Chelsea leaving themselves thin? Because you take them out, we've only got one supposedly out-and-out striker in Timo Werner. I think there's more to it. I don't think Chelsea get rid of them 2 strikers if they haven't already got someone lined up. That's what I'm trying to get at. And if we didn't have someone lined up, I don't think we'd be letting these 2 strikers go. So the question to you are you worried as Chelsea fans that we are leaving ourselves thin in terms of the striking element? And a big if, I would say big if, it could be in so if. How would you feel if we don't get a Haaland but we let Giroud and Tammy go? Who would we have left? Would Chelsea then go into a panic buy? Would Chelsea then go into a panic buy? Would they then look to maybe try and buy a Danny Ings that people were saying? I heard Callum Wilson today as well. Like, would they then be pressured into going to having to try and buy them type of players? You know, or would you rely on our academy again? Would you rely on Chelsea bringing in a I can see here people saying Broja. He's young, inexperienced. But this is it's not an issue. I personally think Chelsea don't get rid of these 2 players if they haven't already got someone that's lined up to come in. I just don't see that happening. But what I am slightly worried about is if we don't get that Haaland, if we don't bring in a striker of a Lukaku, Haaland, whoever, and then we revert to bringing in maybe one okay striker with Timo Werner, and then we use someone from the academy. Is that a problem for you guys? I want to know. I will accept Haaland or Lukaku is what AR Hive is saying. We would be getting back Shuai, yeah, but what are we doing with him? It's very clear and fit that if we're getting rid of Tammy, then he has to go as well because he's just not good enough for Chelsea. Batshuayi is not good enough for Chelsea, guys. We know that as well. People, there's 25 of you here. Please make sure you smash the like, subscribe to GNA TV as well if you're new here. And please share on all your socials as well. And hit the bell notification button below this chat because that will remind you when we are going live if obviously you don't see my tweet or the promotion side of it through GNA. Havertz as a false 9 if no Haaland and Lukaku. Okay. So what we're saying is we let them go, but we use Havertz as a false 9 and then we hopefully bring in a Haaland or Lukaku and that's enough. Is that enough, Beast? Would that make you happy? We would probably keep false 9 Havertz, and not going to lie, I think he will do better next season. He seems more confident now, and I hope so. I like Havertz. You know, I'm one of his biggest fans. Marlon says, "Why can't you do this? Buy Haaland for 150 and get Donnarumma for and get a young striker like Isaac for 20 mil for the next season or the next year. If you need a DM more than ever, buy a DM not too overpriced." Obviously we can't get Donnarumma because he's gone to PSG. The Isaac thing, yeah, okay, second, third striker, why not? Give him a shout. He could potentially grow and become a decent player at our football club. But you still have to bring in a clinical striker. A Lukaku, a Haaland, Harry Kane, Tottenham will not sell to us. That's just not going to happen. There's not many other options. That's the fucking problem. Lukaku isn't leaving. Yes, I've heard that. But money talks, my friend. And this is why I keep saying the same thing about the Haaland situation. Money talks. Chelsea lay any type of money, 100 million for Lukaku or 150 million for Haaland. I am pretty sure that is enough to push either Dortmund or Inter Milan into doing a deal. I think it's enough. I think it's well enough. Havertz is better than Haaland. Really? Grail's dinner with a crazy comment there. Havertz's best position is behind the striker not as a false 9 is what Zabir is saying as well. I hear that. Donnarumma would have been perfect long-term replacement. Yeah, but bringing in the Donnarumma, this is the thing, people. You bring in a Donnarumma, it then causes an issue with Mendy because I feel like Mendy, there's no need for Mendy. Look, at the beginning of the season, none of us thought that Mendy was going to be the goalie. We never thought he would be who the guy he is now, you know. And that's all because we put our trust in him. That's because he worked hard. That's because he stepped up. He stepped up as a goalie. You know, and to bring in someone as big as a name as Donnarumma, you're then forcing him. You know, he would want to start. He would want to be start. I know we had Thibaut Courtois and Peter Cech back in day, if you remember. But Peter Cech was aging, and Courtois was sort of in his peak, the new prospect, like what Donnarumma is right now. Does that make sense? But yeah, exactly. There's nobody talking to him because he's gone to PSG. You know what I mean? There is one more other topic that I did want to talk about, and I can't even get it out at the moment. But basically, it was: do we need a right wing back to cover Reece James? Do Chelsea need to sign a right wing back? Because there's talks about Adama Traore. It's gone very quiet at the moment. There hasn't been many talks about any other wing backs. Do you feel like we need to strengthen them areas, or are you comfortable with a Callum Hudson-Odoi filling in that area? That's the last topic that I want you guys to let me know on. I'm going to put the link in the chat now. Please make sure you smash the like button as well. I want to see how many, what are we up to? 23 likes, people. Let's try and get to 30 likes, people, please. 30 likes. We're, 7 away from that. I'm going to put the link in the chat in about 5 minutes' time. 5 minutes' time, the link will be in the chat. I'm going to read some of your comments now, so get your comments in. Like I said, guys, I want to know your topic. I want to know your thoughts on these topics. Come and have your say. Do Chelsea need a goalkeeper? Do Chelsea need a goalkeeper? Bearing in mind Mendy's going away in January for the African Cup of Nations. Should Chelsea buy another DM? Or should we look at the academy? Should we look at in more sort of in-house? Or should we go for someone dirt cheap, like a Kamara, who is performing quite well? He may or not perform in the Premier League. It's a big step up from that aspect. Should Chelsea... are Chelsea leaving themselves thin in terms of strikers? Giroud's obviously leaving. Tammy's obviously out in the market as well. Do you worry? Or do you feel a bit like me that if Chelsea are getting rid of them, then there's obviously some sort of answer to it? You know what I mean? And the last one, obviously, the last topic that I actually said as well is, do you think Chelsea need to bring in a right wing back to cover Reece James moving forward? Isaac has the 17 goals in 44 games in a team like Real Sociedad, and he has bench most of the time. If you don't want him, Jem, then maybe try get him for a low price and maybe get a Mike Maignan from Lille. Yeah, I hear that. I hear that, Marlon. I really do. No, Kepa is good. No, Kepa is good enough, is what DR said. Okay, interesting. He's 26 and he's very decent and probably going to be cheap. Mendy is world class. One more quality season, he will be there with the likes of ter Stegen and Oblak, etc. is what Hive is saying. Basuma would be good. But how much is Basuma? How much is he at the moment? 30? 40 million? He must be a good 30, 40 million. The Lille goalkeeper. Yeah, Isaac has flop written all over him. He couldn't finish Dog's dinner, is what Grey Wolf's dinner feels like. David said, we do need another goalkeeper and Haaland. He agrees that we need to bring in a goalkeeper as well. Good shout. I think Beast is talking to Marlon about Maignan, who's apparently gone to Milan, so we can't get him as well. So this is what I'm saying. There's not much in terms of the goalkeeping aspect. Mendy goes away in January. You've seen the fixture list in January. Liverpool, Man City, and Spurs, wasn't it? Yeah, Liverpool, Man City, and Spurs are 3 games in a period where we have no Mendy. Did you see what I mean? I think we have more of an issue there than anything else. We're 5 likes away from 30. Please make sure you smash the like, subscribe to GNA TV as well. The link is going to be in the chat now. I want your thoughts on all 4 topics. Or one of the 4 topics. Yeah, I want to try and cover them. I want to know what your feelings are. And yeah, we moved. The link is in the chat, people, now. So yeah, please come on and have your say as well. So yeah, here's the link, people. Link is there. Arsenal just signed Trevius Lukaku's agent confirms he's staying at Inter. Dortmund won't drop their price tag. It's looking peak for us. Is it? Is it looking peak for us though, or are we just panicking too early here? And I actually think we might be panicking slightly too early. Lukaku's agents confirmed he's staying, but that's because no one's put an official bid in for him. If Chelsea come in and put 100 million in for Lukaku, I think Inter are selling, especially in the financial state that they're in still. I think they're looking at that, and I think that they're probably saying, "Okay, cool." I see Lukaku wanting it as well. In terms of Haaland, it's the same thing. It's the same thing. It's exactly the same thing. Chelsea just need to lay the money. That is all it is. Chelsea, Mourinho should have hijacked the Daka deal. And again, another risk to striker, but I think Leicester have got themselves a very good player over there. Whether or not he can do it in the Premier League will yet to be seen. We have got people in the back. We'll be getting them in soon. We've got Harry. We've got Hassan. They're all waiting to come on as well. We'll get them on in a second. We need a keeper for sure. If Mendy gets injured, it could lead to another Kepa disaster. I don't even want to think about it. It makes me feel sick. Actually, makes me feel sick thinking that we could have Kepa as our goalie going through the whole season. Danny Ings is underrated at Liverpool. He was actually first choice ahead of Firmino. I get that, but it's his injuries, isn't it? You know, if we don't sign a Haaland and we bring in a Danny Ings, is that going to be enough? I don't think it is. You can't rely on Danny Ings over 4 competitions to stay fit and play each and every game. It's just impossible. I don't mind him coming in as like a second striker if we get rid of Tammy and Giroud, but we still need a Haaland. We still need a Lukaku. Haaland is coming, is what Daniel's saying. Timmy will bag next year. Yeah, he needs to. He's going to have to step up. They used Hakimi up free for the funds. They got a good 80 million off him, Jim. Yeah, I hear that as well. All right, let's get Harry on as well. Let's get Hassan on. How you doing, boys? All right.
Yeah. I'm good. I'm
Doing
good.
fine.
So, obviously, you've seen the 4 topics that I've sort of highlighted. One of them being Chelsea needing another goalkeeper. The other one was Chelsea needing. Do Chelsea need to buy a DM, or should we look more closer to home? The third topic was Giroud and Tammy leaving. Do we leave ourselves very thin? Are you worried as Chelsea fans that we haven't got anyone lined up to come in, and we might be stuck with maybe just a Timo Werner and maybe one shit striker?
Yeah.
And the fourth topic was, do we need another right wing back?
Right.
To cover 3 shots as well. I mean, what one do you want to sort of highlight, guys? What one's
wing? I'll talk about the wing back. If you want.
All right, wing back.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Go
on,
I think that I don't see the point of buying a wing back, right? Because I think Hudson-Odoi is going to get used there. Like I don't see what Adama has that Hudson-Odoi doesn't. You know, like end product wise, Hudson-Odoi is better crossing, creates more chances. Like the only thing that he hasn't got in him is pace. Like, you know, I just don't see the point of that, man. Like, especially if you're going to pay, like Adama. Say if like Tuchel wants Adama, but like I saw a report like the other day saying they want up to £50 million. Like, and I think it was linked to Liverpool.
No, that's just what's it called? Paper talk. The apparent demand is 25. The real demand.
Yeah, but that's still not even. That's not even worth it. He's not even like worth that, you know. I just don't see the point.
Trust me, he kind of is, because if you get Adama Traore, you need a proper striker, because he was killing it when they had Jota. He was killing it when they had Jota and the rest of them. But when Wolves sold out their main players, that's when Adama fizzled off. If you're getting Adama, you need a proper striker.
Yeah, literally, because he did have a good link up of Jimenez when he was not injured. But yeah, like
we don't need the Dharma. Yeah, he has pace, but it's easy to take the ball from him. He's predictable as well, whereas Reece James is strong, crossing ability is way better, and it's
the thing is,
I don't know about that comment.
The thing is with being predictable with Adama is like it's predictable, but you can't stop him.
Yeah.
Like
he has 4 dribbles a game. He's really good.
He's got 70 more dribbles than Messi.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but didn't he go from killing a wing back to like stinking up our right wing? Did he move to right wing?
He's not good.
So as a wing back, he was actually killing it, because I used to remember I watched him at Man City and I saw him like dribbling past.
He won in the game.
I was there saying like, why is he not a wing back anymore?
Yeah.
Because he used to kill it with this pace.
I hear that, and I think, and I agree. I feel with Reece James, like from an offensive aspect, I don't feel like I think he's good. He gives us balance.
He's not elite though.
Yeah, it's not just that. It's when you play against a low block team and you need someone to sort of
he doesn't
drive.
You know what the problem is?
He's not good at dribbling.
Yeah.
He's not a good dribbler.
I was gonna say, right, the problem is with Reece James, right? He does the same type of crosses in the same position, even when there's a free man. even when there's a free man, he doesn't like take that risky cross. Like if there's a person like that's completely free, that's near the edge of the box, he won't whip it there. He'll just whip it back post.
Yep.
No, I hear that. I hear that. We got Zubi here as well. Zubi, what you saying, mate? You right?
Hi, gents. I don't think we need Adama, to be honest. Like I said in my comments, Adama is predictable, and the only thing he actually brings is pace. And I think Reece James can cover that position, and Callum as well. He can cover that position as well. I just think we might need a new left back if Alonso
We
or
were
Emerson leaves.
Spinazzola, was that? Where his name is?
I feel like,
Yeah,
Until
I feel like,
got injured. Until he got
to
injured.
be honest, I
Yeah,
feel like
he's
if we're
injured, I know.
getting a wing back, I feel like we still probably will shove left, but us will probably go back to his original left back position.
Who would you rather sell? Like Emerson or Alonso?
Fair enough. Reece can play both
Alonso,
of them.
any
Yeah,
day.
100%,
Emerson,
100%.
I feel like after watching Emerson,
For Italy, he's
I
good,
feel
man.
like he's got a bit more quality than Alonso.
I
Which
agree
There's-
with you on that.
one, Jim?
There's talks about Emerson potentially
Napoli.
going to Napoli.
Yeah.
They're very interested in him over there. I do think we'll get
Rather
rid of
Alonso.
either an Alonso or a Emerson.
I can see
That's my-
both going.
Yeah.
And
So
both of them.
it's going to be definitely going to
If we
be
only-
interesting.
if
We've
we
got a
want
question
to
here as well. You guys should get Alex Ramiro and Isaac both from Real Sociedad.
Oh.
If you get those players, they are not going to cost much at all.
Isaac.
Maybe
Oh,
30.
To be honest,
awful, man. Isaac's
I've-
awful, man. He's not good.
I've always if there's a player I want from outside the league, I've always wanted in terms of wing backs or a left to mid type of player, Gosens from
Yeah, he's good.
Atalanta.
Yeah, the German guy. Yeah.
He's about 20 million. He's better than Alonso. He has more pace than Alonso, and he can actually create. I think
Pretty defense better as well.
I think he's top 10 in top 5 leagues in terms of chances created.
Yeah, I feel that. But would he want to be a backup though?
He'd be a backup to Chilwell, or he'd be
You know
content.
what, right?
He's 20 million. You can't go wrong.
Yeah.
I think the problem we've got at the moment is there's not many options out there to buy in terms of a right wing back. Not talking about Adama Traore, but who else really is there out there?
You're right, yeah. Because
You want to know what the funny thing is, Jem?
Tariq Lamptey.
Victor Moses was probably like the best right wing back a few years ago. There's not many right wing backs. There's not many wing backs out there that are on the right
you're
side.
right, Jim, yeah. The problem is with like all the transfers Chelsea are trying to do, like there's like the striker market's awful. The wing back market's like I don't even know what wing backs even are. Like who are actually that good. Centre back market's pretty terrible as well. If you're trying to get like an elite centre back, like we're going for deals which are like top tier, and which like improve us immediately.
Yeah,
like, that's the problem we have. Like people just think we're going to go out and buy scrubs. You know, like we're not doing that.
Well, I posed the
What do you
question
guys
to
think about Raul Jimenez?
Do I rate?
What?
Well, I rate him. I
I rate him, but I don't feel like he's Chelsea's
Chelsea
top
quality, man.
Chelsea.
I just think, if
Dumfries
Chelsea aren't gonna get Haaland or Lukaku, just keep Abraham.
Boys, we're going to get to that in a bit. Yeah, let's stay on topic at the moment. So we're going to switch to that in a minute. But in terms of what about this guy?
Yeah, Dumfries.
Does Dumfries? Do you think Dumfries is a good enough player to play at Chelsea as a right wing back as cover for Reece James? Do we agree with that? Or
Apart from the Euros, I must admit I've not seen him play.
To be honest, I don't think I've ever has he ever caught in terms of the radar? Because I do keep track of talents outside the top 5 league. He's not one of them.
Nah, he's having a good Euros.
He's having a good Euros, but outside of Euros, in terms of clubs, I've never really heard of him.
Exactly.
I've heard of Gerard Moreno from Villarreal. I kept an eye on him.
Like Locatelli, Barella.
I kept an eye on him.
Everyone's saying this guy's like an amazing player.
Okay, beast.
Oh, that's a shout, but he reminds me of Adama Traore. Just dribbling and no end product.
the answer is there's not many out there. We're picking like literally with our fingers here, aren't we? We've got Dumfries, you've got Adama Traore, you've got Doku. There's not much there, but I do think it's an area that Chelsea should not. I don't think it's like a
need, but if it's available,
that we need to. But I think it's an area that we could improve.
I think
Tuchel
aspects,
you know?
I think Tuchel wants one. I think Tuchel really wants the right wing back though.
Yeah,
Tuchel really wants it more than Chelsea.
Yeah.
But you want to know what the funny thing is, though? I don't think we've ever used a wing back system after Conte. I don't even think like
bringing Tariq Lamptey back.
He'll cost a fortune, man.
Doku is only 19, bro. He can't be an Adama who's like almost 25.
Yeah, it makes sense actually. He's like 19, isn't he?
But the question is though, like if we do bring a Doku, are we gonna trust him in big games?
Reece James will play the big games because
I think Doku plays in games where we're up against low blocks. When you want to want someone to take a player on, someone to commit a player, you want someone like Doku.
You need elite chance creation.
But the question is, my question is though, we know that young players make mistakes. Are we going to be tolerable? Because don't forget, Tuchel's target will be to win the league.
Oh yeah, well that's only very bad, man. Like,
I don't get a Haaland or Lukaku, but we will get to that very, very soon. I want to talk about this one. Chelsea need another goalkeeper. Obviously, I showed you guys earlier the fixtures list in terms of what we got. I'll bring it up again so the viewers can see it as well. It's nearly 30. It's over 30 of you here right now. Please smash the like button. Subscribe if you're new to GNA TV as well. This is the January fixture list. Liverpool, Man City, Spurs, and then obviously there's if you look at February as well, Brighton, Arsenal, Palace, and Leicester. The question I posed was obviously Mendy's going away in January.
AFCON.
So we've only got Kepa, and obviously we know what Kepa's like. Do we? Is that barring the striker situation? Is that the second most important area that Chelsea need to sort out?
It's up there because Kepa, you can't trust him.
Yeah, but we can't get rid of him. If we can't get rid of wages, what's the point? What's the point?
I actually want to give a balanced view. Like, I know Kepa let in that goal against in the FA Cup final, but barring that, even like Kepa against Man City, he played well.
He's been good.
He's been good, barring the FA Cup final, which we all roasted him.
Yeah,
but that weren't even.
But in general, how many games is Mendy gone for in January?
He's gone from over a month.
Over a month. So what are the fixtures? Liverpool, City.
Liverpool, City, Spurs. You got Leicester, you got Arsenal, you got Palace all in February as well.
Aren't we playing Club World Cup?
No. Club World Cup will be done in December. It'll be done in December because we go straight to the semi-finals in Club World Cup. So we literally play at 4 games.
Yeah.
Who would you bring in, guys? Tell me. What are the?
Sergio
I want to know what
Romero. We're gonna get him for free.
If we're gonna buy a keeper.
There's a few good ones out there. Romero, Danny Ward, who I've seen for Wales.
Sam Johnston, is it? The West Brom keeper.
Johnson, no. I remember his penalty miss. No, I don't want it.
Penalty miss?
Bekovic is
That's
also...
the only highlight I remember, but...
Jamie, you know he's going on about... Is it Onana? From...
Yeah.
Oh, no, he's in February.
He is peanuts. He's like £2 million. He is.
Actually, Chelsea wanted Onana.
Because he's a doping thing. Yeah, they're literally selling him for like €5 million.
Didn't even know that.
I know. Because Arsenal were going to buy him. Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. Chelsea always wanted Onana. I'm down for Onana, but it depends on when his band's lifted.
What about this guy?
Yeah.
What about Summer?
Yeah, but he'll be like €15 million. He'll be cheap as well.
Look at Wayne. Wayne's not. Wayne, good time. Good timing, mate. We're going through a couple of the topics. I don't know if you've heard me go through them all, but the one that we're on at the moment is do Chelsea need another goalkeeper? Obviously, Mendy's going away in January. You can see the fixtures list there. It's quite daunting. Kepa in goal as well. I mean, what would you do, and who would you bring in?
I see Summer as a better version of Kepa. Like, you'll get beaten by long shots, but Rather than that, he's really good. His feet in the box is excellent.
I think we do need a new keeper in.
Yeah.
Personally, I would get someone like Sergio Romero or someone like trying to think. Maybe the Aurora that he was on loan to Fulham last year.
Yeah.
Maybe someone like that who's not going to be that much of a loan deal or a free transfer. So it's not as much. We're not spending much because otherwise we're going to just spend crazy money because they're going to look and say we like you said about someone who's not a bad keeper from Breach and Muzagak, but he will cost at least 15, 20 million. And do you want that as a backup keeper? He's not going to replace Kepa because we ain't going to get rid of Kepa. Unfortunately, no matter how much we would love to get rid of him, we're going to be able to get rid of him on a loan deal. As he's, fortunately, no one's going to spend the money that we're going to want for him. So I think if we get a good deal in like that, I would agree. But at the moment, it's fate keeper wise out there. Like we found out last year, it's not. That's one position, but it's not easy for us to find a keeper.
Jim, you remember Jamal Blockman? We still got him, man.
He's useless.
No, he ain't. He ain't. He's left us now.
He was really
Romero is free, is what Daniel Wilkinson is saying. Romero is free. He's available. He'd be good. A loan on Areola is what he's also saying as well. I just think it's an area that we really. I mean, look, striker is important for Chelsea. We do need a striker, but in terms of the AFCON and Mendy not being there, and then us relying on Kepa going into Man City, Arsenal, Liverpool, Spurs. That worries me a bit, and I just feel like it's an area that should be highly important to improve on if we're not going to have him for that period. Because say Chelsea are 1 point ahead in the Premier League or 1 point behind in the Premier League. They're the games where we're going to need to get maximum points. All right, we might draw one here and there, fair enough, but you need your best players on the pitch for them games. And losing Mendy is a big miss for me. I don't know what you guys.
Wait, Jim, I'm hearing.
I agree with you, Jim, but I really think we shouldn't spend money on a keeper where we can get Sergio Romero for free, and then just use all our money on Haaland. I don't think we need to spend too much money.
We need a third choice. We do need a third choice keeper. We need a third choice keeper.
Yeah, we do. You have to.
Yeah, but
we lost Caballero.
We can't spend like 10, 15 million on.
No, you got to get a free transfer like Romero.
Yeah, free transfer like
it's
Romero.
Easy business, man. He's better than half the keeper. Yeah, he's quality keeper.
I don't think he's better than Kepa, but he's a good third choice. I don't think he is.
I think everyone's better than Kepa, to be honest.
As a second choice, I don't think he's better.
It's tough. I feel more confident with
Listen, I just want us to bring someone in that can compete with Kepa. I don't want someone to come and sit on the bench and just be back up to him. I want him to be good.
Because also, even if we have Romero and Kepa, like Tuchel might go with Kepa. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, he clearly trusted him enough to play him in the FA Cup final and stuff. Like, he clearly sees something, and he was good as well. Like, I thought he had like 5 clean sheets in a row up until then. Like.
But you're saying that it's because he didn't get dealt. He didn't get anything on his goal like he would have done under Lampard or that because Tuchel got that defence working much better. And the thing is, with this situation we've got to deal with, is the main position we've got to deal with is a striker.
Yeah, I agree.
And then it is a keeper. And no matter what anyone thinks, them are the two positions that we need to focus on.
But then again, a goalie is easy to sort. It's so easy, man. Like that'll be.
It is.
That'll be done. Like that'll be done as soon as they even. That'll be done like late, August or something, or early August when the Premier League's coming up. I won't worry about goalie.
I hope we do. I don't see us getting rid of Willie and not bringing someone in anyway.
We'll get a keeper.
Bring someone of. I just think it's hot as. I think it's more important. It's not as obviously the striker position is important, but
it's
after that, I think it's the goalie.
Yeah, definitely.
I think we just
Jan Sommer's been linked with Wolves, I think.
Yeah, really. Yeah, because Patricia is left, isn't he?
Yeah, So they need a new goalkeeper. So I think it'll be
Roma.
like the Wolves, I think, or something.
Mm.
Maybe.
I do hear that. I do hear that.
We don't
And
need to spend money on one, man.
No, I'm not saying
bring
go and spend like blimmin 40 million on a
Yeah,
goalie.
obviously not. No, like 10 million.
I'm just saying bring someone in. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Someone that can compete, that is half decent.
I think if
as well.
Sommer come in, Kepa would have to leave. Like Kepa would be gone to get like
Good.
a Sommer.
Maybe we could do a switch.
You know what?
Maybe.
The guy at Fulham was quite good. That would be a
Areola.
decent idea. Yeah, Areola.
He's going West Ham.
As a third choice.
You know what? I would have loved a Martinez or someone like that. If we
He's-
just
Yeah.
Yeah.
like, that'd have been it.
No, Martinez is
That
also.
would have been.
We're talking about Emi Martinez.
Emi
Would you take him?
Oh,
Would
yeah.
you take Lemo though? But then no.
No, man. Nah, he's awful.
Nah,
He's worse than Kepa, man.
He's alright. He's not. Yeah.
He's a good
worse than
shot
Kepa,
stopper. He's a
He
better
lacks
shot stopper
concentration.
than Kepa.
Yeah.
But
He makes more mistakes than Kepa, though. I'm telling you.
Yeah. Yeah. I hear that.
He's not reliable.
All right, let's move because we've got two more topics. I want to save the striker one to last, and I want to move on to the DM situation. I said earlier that I don't understand why Chelsea should go and buy a Declan Rice, a Camavinga, and spend that kind of money when we've just gone and let a Billy Gilmore go. And the reason I say that is because they come in, and I don't think they get in front of Jorginho. I don't think they get in front of Kante. I don't think they get in front of Kovacic.
Yeah.
So you're going to spend that kind of money, which we could have utilised elsewhere, for a player just to basically be rotated and be sitting on the bench and play certain games. I just think it's stupid.
We are stupid at that, though.
Why couldn't we just kept Billy Gilmore? All right, he wouldn't have played as much. I get the experience, but at least he could have rotated, and he would have been happy with it. Got plenty games here and there.
I get it. I don't think it makes sense if it's a club thing, but if it's like a Tuchel thing, then I just think you have to do it. Like, say if Tuchel's gone to them, I want Gilmore to go out on loan, and then I want you to get me a Rice. Then I don't see the problem. It's just like if the club do it, like if Tuchel can't have any control on it, I think it's so dumb. You know.
Go on, man.
I was gonna say, I think you're right in the fact Billy Gilmore, I think, we wanted game time, and I think that's the situation. He looked at it. He get game time in the Premier League. Let's see how he gets on. But like James said, if we spend money on Declan Rice, I just can't. He's not for me. He's never going to be better than any of the three players. So why would we go there?
Oh, I don't think we're going to.
I think we've got enough in the tank, like Conor Gallagher or Loftus-Cheek or
exactly.
You've got Barkley as well back.
Academy. Should we be looking at our academy though, rather than just keep buying players?
And also, we're talking about a DM for potentially £70 million. That's going to be rotating with Kante, who's the best in the world. You know, like Declan Rice will want to start surely.
Why is he a must though, Omid? Why is he a must? That's what I'm trying to understand. In a year,
I'd rather get Germany.
Camavinga's not even. Camavinga's not even legit, man.
And he's a cheaper.
Pardo can also play that position. If you guys watch that game against Sheffield and Liverpool, he played in the DM
Who's
position
that?
and he did very well. Ethan Impardo.
Oh yeah, he's a good player, but I don't see.
He's very good in DM as well.
I don't see
Tuchel
keeping
he played against Liverpool last year in that DM position. He played very good.
But I just think the summer rides on a elite striker, man. Like I don't care. I don't care if Chelsea have the money and want to buy Haaland and Rice. I couldn't care. Like, but if they buy Rice for like £80 million, which puts in jeopardy a Haaland or a Lukaku without sales, that's embarrassing. Like,
look, I just feel like instead of spending, like, what will piss me off is if we don't get a Haaland and we go and spend
and buy Rice.
Yeah, and we're going down to that's where I will vent anger. That's when I will look at my board and go, you've wasted all this time. You know that all we've needed is a clinical striker to take us to the next level. And you go and buy it. All right, we need a DM. I get that, but go and spend that kind of money in a DM for a player that's not going to fucking bench Jorginho, Kante.
It's English.
But the problem is though, like I feel like a lot of it's to do with the Raiola and the wage structure. I feel like if we get a Haaland, I don't think we're strengthening that much around.
No, but I feel like we'll get Kamara.
We literally get a Haaland or someone else.
Yeah.
The problem is though, because the striker situation is absolutely necessary now.
Yeah.
It's just weird. I feel like if they kept it a Giroud and someone else like a backup striker or something like that.
Yeah.
And they strengthened, let's say they strengthened the right wing, the left back, the right back.
I keep seeing people like talking about Abraham, man. It's like
Nah.
Tuchel literally blocked him out of the squad as soon as he come in, man.
He didn't block him. He played him for 45 minutes, saw what he did and hooked him off.
Yeah,
a lot of people forget
like bad, like it was bad, wasn't it? Because you're thinking how bad. Tuchel clearly doesn't see anything in Abraham.
Did you guys?
One second, guys. Omid, look, he's saying it stops other teams from getting him. Also, he has massive potential and he can do both sides of the game. A manager like Tuchel will only make him a better player. Omid's basically talking about Camavinga. He's saying that we should just
Camavinga. He's Camavinga, right?
May I? Can I say to his comment? May I remind you, we got Bakayoko who won League One, and he was regarded as one of the best. He was regarded as one of the best DMs after Kante.
Camavinga's a good player, though. He's a good player.
Potential doesn't mean anything if the player flops.
Yeah.
We actually have 4 DMs already anyway.
Yeah. It's not that. Why should we always buy? My point is, why should we always buy players just to like pretty much out off guard every other team?
I think Gilmore's better than Rice. I think Gilmore's a better player than Rice. Anyways.
Zubi, see you later, bro. I know you said you just got to go, so yeah, thanks for coming on, bro. Take care of yourself. I'll see you in a bit.
Cheers, gents.
See you later.
In a bit. Yeah,
I mean, we have Mount as our 4th choice at the moment.
I think
so.
Yeah, I think Gilmore.
Okay.
Where's he gone?
He's kicked himself out, love.
He'll be back.
Kick myself out.
I think Gilmore's a better player than Rice, anyways. I think Gilmore's quality.
I do hear.
I don't think he's better than Royce for now. I don't think he's got. Yeah, he hasn't done it over a week.
I think he's a better football player, like more ability than Rice.
I think
we just bought Havertz, Werner, Ziyech, Chilwell, and Mendy, Thiago last season. We have strengthened, 1 year more experienced, and a full pre-season. Yes, but is it enough? Like,
no, it's not.
I'm happy. I am one of these guys that is happy for us to throw all our eggs in one basket and get hard.
Yeah, exactly. Like, it's one player, man. Like, I say one player. It's one elite signing away.
No, he's not. The thing is, it's just not like that. He's a genuine talent that Chelsea's never actually had a chance to buy before because of other teams around us that have been better equipped to buy them sort of players.
And you know, like what it does for Chelsea as a club, like it just tells everyone that we're the team now, like we're there.
Yeah, that we can attract the best players.
Yeah, like you win a second Champions League title and you get put in the Haaland. We wouldn't even be talking about Haaland if we didn't win the Champions League.
Yeah, true.
Literally, like it elevates you to like, because when you look at the way we won the Champions League, it was domination, man. Like I know the scorelines weren't big, but that's our own fault. Like we're not clinical. You add Haaland to those chances, you beat Real Madrid 6-5.
And we are going to get to the last topic, which is the striker situation. But Sean, how you doing, bro? You right?
Yeah.
Sean. Sean, you're here, but we can't hear you if you're trying to speak, bro. You ain't muted.
He might be muted. Is he not muted?
He's not even muted. No. All right. Fair enough.
We'll see if it comes.
Yeah. Let's move on to that striking situation. Yeah. Obviously, we know that Giroud's leaving, 1.7 million to AC Milan. It's gonna be funny seeing Zlatan and Giroud in the same team, like the oldest pairing I've ever seen in my life.
It's like a combined age of like 80.
Yeah, exactly. And then you've got the Tammy situation. Obviously, he's in the transfer market. Tuchel doesn't see him as a part of Chelsea. Like he's going. That leaves us with only Werner and Batshuayi, who I don't see should be staying if Tammy's going.
He's awful, man. Batshuayi's never staying, man.
What are Chelsea doing? Are we leaving ourselves too thin?
Well, we are. We don't sign a striker.
Are Chelsea getting rid of these players because they've already got someone lined up? Which is what I think
they have. It's Haaland. It's Haaland lined up. Like
I hope it's Haaland.
It is.
I hope it's Haaland.
No, it is Haaland. It's obvious it's Haaland, man.
Do you know we've got number 5?
It's going to be Daniel.
It's a bit echoey.
You're a bit echoey, mate.
I think he's showing.
Put your headphones in. Come back in. Go out and come back in. It'll probably what you need to do.
We have got another striker that's actually signed a new deal and we've been told he wants to stay. He's going to be a part of the squad next year, and that's Broja.
There you go.
Yeah, he'll be third choice, though. He'll be third choice.
Of course, he will be third choice, but that's saying we need one striker because we've got Kai Havertz, Werner. If we get Haaland, and then get rid of Batshuayi somehow, he's supposed to be going back to Marseille. I've heard the links.
Batshuayi.
He's going back to Marseille.
Yeah.
So hopefully he does, and then we can just get Haaland, and then
Abraham won't be sold until Chelsea have Haaland done. Like, because I saw Fabrizio Romano said his future will be sorted in August because we're not going to sell him. Like, we're not that
stupid enough to sell him without
we're not
having
that stupid.
We're not that stupid.
Yeah. It doesn't make sense to sell him, man. Because Abraham's better than any backup like option we could buy. Like, it doesn't make any sense because like if Chelsea buy like a Cardi or something, like next season, we're gonna want to get Haaland, aren't we? If we can't get it now.
Yeah.
So like it doesn't make any sense to buy a striker unless Abraham goes and then we somehow fail the Haaland deal and then we have to panic. But I doubt it happens.
I'm cool. Look, Shabab, I'm cool with Broja and Werner, but we have to bring in that clinical Haaland, Lukaku, someone. It has to be. We can't go to next season without them playing.
Yeah, it makes no sense.
Werner and Broja and Tammy.
It makes no sense if we don't bring a striker in because everyone said it's obvious. We're not that stupid to look at two positions that we need and be like, oh, well, they're not priority. Like, which is a number 9, a lethal number 9. Like, we're not that dumb.
What, DR? 1 second, DR. Why? If you only sign a striker, that's not enough to win the league or challenge for it. Why?
It's enough to challenge. It's enough to challenge for it easily.
I think people forget, and I'll tell you this, right? When Tuchel came in at halfway through of last season,
we were 9th.
Yeah, we were 9th. But if you look at what he did from then to the end of the season, if you accumulate the points, how many games we lost and whatever.
Are we second?
We were first or second. I can't remember. It was barring Man City. Yeah, you imagine him at the beginning of the season. Yeah,
we would have finished.
We would have been there. So all we needed was that person to put the ball in the back of the net in games, which we didn't have.
If Werner puts the chances away that he misses, we got to second.
No, Haaland puts them away.
Haaland does, yeah.
Haaland puts them away. That's the thing. Haaland definitely puts them away.
Like, it's just like I don't see why we don't go all out for Haaland. Like, I don't get how like all these people can be reporting this, and then nothing else is coming out either, and we're not leaking any information without trying to do something. Like, it makes no sense.
Yeah,
to me. But,
Too much money, man. 100. We shouldn't be desperate. It should be Dortmund who are desperate to sell him.
We have to get him.
Because I don't want a player who's just joining us out of circumstance. I want a player who actually wants to play for my club. Do you know what I mean?
He does.
But
it's just
next year. If we can get him next year for cheaper, I would almost do that.
Yeah, you would, but we can't.
But there's no point getting him next year if Tuchel's gonna get sucked because he's not backed properly.
Yeah, I generally feel like now if Tuchel doesn't get Haaland or Lukaku, like he's a dead, like he'll literally get sacked.
I'm gonna say this right now, right? Whoever signs Haaland, they're literally gonna put 200 million release clause. Makes us all look stupid.
That's calm, man. 200 million release clause. That's all
right. What's the point then? Like, we'd rather get him now. And maybe if Raiola wants to get our clause, slap 200 million on it.
Yeah, and I highly doubt we're going to sign Haaland with a buyout clause.
Yeah,
I mean, maybe 2 billion, 250 maybe.
Yeah, 250
Yeah, slap some ridiculous on it if he wants to get out.
Yeah, exactly. Clause. Like, I did say things then. It won't stop us either.
Omid, the answer to that question would be Casemiro, only because if he's a free agent, then I don't mind doing it. Are you going to buy an Ndidi that's proven they're going to want...
Casemiro's a free agent, that's all right.
Well, apparently so, but that was the question. Bobby, how you doing, mate? You all right?
Hey, hi, Jem. Hi, guys. Hi, thanks for having me on. I just got tempted to join you to just get a bit of a word in about this Haaland situation.
Mm-hmm.
It seems pretty clear to me that the only pathway now is Haaland. You know, there's a lot of conflicting stories. There's not much confidence coming out of Fabrizio Romano yet.
Yeah, he doesn't know. He doesn't know what's going on, man.
Yeah, he thinks he's cautious.
There's a reason behind that.
There is.
Yeah,
I'll tell you why in a minute.
He reckons Dortmund don't want to sell and don't need to sell.
They don't.
However,
But
at the same time, he's
Brilliant.
saying that there is no deadline,
yeah, exactly.
which I think is quite encouraging.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, people are talking about, it's going to break the bank, and the agent wants this money, the father wants this money. Look, ultimately, all these people, as well as Dortmund, they're business people. There's a limit to profit. Profit is profit, and too much greed for profit leads to no profit.
Mm-hmm.
So the demands of these people are going to have limits when they see Chelsea is ready to drop some money. Money really talks. If you set your bar, and your bar is profitable, they're likely to take it. Do you see what I mean?
Yeah, and also,
I think we're going to get this deal done. I really do.
Yeah, I do as well.
Everything we're doing looks like we're clearing the decks, and we're going to go for it.
Yeah, 100%.
I was gonna quickly say, right, I feel like the reason why it's probably extended this long isn't like Raiola and Holland's done like trying to push the limit to see how far they can go with the money.
Yeah,
is that why?
Exactly. Dortmund will be trying to get as much money off Chelsea as possible until we go, we're not going to pay you any more than that.
Oh yeah, and not just that. Chelsea's next official bid will be a serious one. They're not just
and it'll be the deal to get it'll happen.
It will, but they will do it knowing in confidence that Dortmund will accept it. They're not just going to go, here you go. Do you know what I mean? It's just not the way the way it works. But
I feel like they're gonna do somewhere like an 80-90 million bid plus a player. Then if not, then
they're not going to do that.
No, they're not going to do that.
Yeah, no. Look. I was going to touch something really quickly.
Yeah.
This thing with Marina and the journalists coming out and saying that there's not much going on with Haaland, or they're giving us limited.
Yeah, it's all.
There's a reason behind it. 2 seconds. There's a reason behind this. Marina apparently, I've been told by a journalist off here on Twitter that basically she's fallen out with a lot of the journalists. One of them being the big man himself. Yeah. And so there's no real communication between them anymore to actually get this information out. So basically what it was is Marina likes to do, and it's obvious, we can see it. You don't even have to tell us. She likes doing things in the dark, in the mist.
Obviously.
She doesn't like giving information away too early, unless it's certified, unless Chelsea want you to hear it.
Yeah,
they don't want you to. The problem with journalism this day, journalists, is that they want to get the information as soon as possible. They want to be the first person to announce it, and that's the thing. But Chelsea, the way Chelsea are run is so strict. It's so strict that the people like Fabrizio Romano's and the Simon Phillipses, the Matt Laws, and these people that are supposedly quite close, can't get that information unless Chelsea want them to let them know about it. Does that make sense? So
and also,
it's
I do feel like if Fabrizio Romano actually knew something as well about this deal, he's not going to say anything on this deal. He can't put his credibility on the line by saying something's happening, until it's like it can't backfire on him anyways. He doesn't do that because it's just not good for him, is it?
To be fair,
yeah.
Sorry, guys. Sorry to interrupt. I was just going to say, adding to what Jem said, to be fair, that's not a Marina way. That's a Chelsea way.
Or Chelsea,
we don't. We've always been, certainly since Roman's been here, we've always been tight-lipped about all dealings, and we don't talk about it till it's done.
You're right.
It does leave journalists getting a bit frustrated. This particular deal is so mammoth. This is going to be watertight because we're trying to play this as smart as is possible. And just as Jem said, this isn't going to be any wishy-washy.
No.
Oh, we'll drop this and hope you accept it. Chelsea will drop the money when they know that money is going to be picked up.
Yeah. It's so obvious, man. Like the quieter it is, the more chance we get Haaland. That's what it is. Because
I think people should know who know Chelsea well enough. I know you all support Chelsea as well. The people that actually understand their football club will know that if Chelsea are quiet, it's usually for a reason. They're doing something at the moment.
Exactly.
It would hugely surprise me if we don't get him. And the only reason we don't get him is if we do not just put that fucking money down.
This deal's down to Chelsea. It's down to Chelsea, man.
Do you know what I mean? There's nothing more to it.
The thing that's going to frustrate me with this deal is it's down to us.
Yeah, exactly. It's down.
So it makes no sense why we don't get him. And the fact that Fabrizio Romano said it, there's no deadline means
There is no deadline.
Like exactly, but that just tells you he's for sale.
No, there is, and the reason he says there's no deadline is if you remember with the Sancho situation, Dortmund squashed it and said, "Look, if you don't come back to us, this was last season. At this point, you ain't getting him." They haven't done that with Haaland, not once. I do think that Chelsea will have to put a bid in before the 24th, is when the preseason starts. I do think
around then. Yeah,
that might have to happen. Everything else after is irrelevant. Do you know what I mean? Chelsea could be like, "Look, we don't want to announce it on the 24th, 25th. We want to do it on the 1st of August." Which then Dortmund might then agree. But then also, Haaland might not be training with them. And that's another sign. He might not be allowed to train with Chelsea. Be like, no, don't want him going over there. Keep him on the side.
And also, no, you're right. Yeah, you're right. You're right when you say that. Like, I just feel like, because when we signed Havertz, it was Matt Law, didn't he, come out?
I'm here.
Marina.
Listen, Marina, if you're here, what's going on?
Marina,
you shouldn't be here. You should be in Dortmund, sorting out this blimmin'.
150 million on Haaland's head now. I'm begging you.
The burn of the car.
Matt Law, run it. Matt Law come out like a month ago saying Haaland's interested in joining Chelsea this summer or next, and then hasn't said a word since. And he done the same thing with Havertz. And a bit over a month later, it come out after he's interested, saying we've agreed a deal. Like, and remember the Bayer Leverkusen sporting director come out and said, "You're not going to get Havertz for any cheaper than João Felix." Like, it's all just like it's all talk, man. They like Chelsea are the best team in the world when it comes to making people crack and getting a deal done. Like, it's just I just think it's inevitable that we're going to get Haaland. I'm not even going to lie.
Guys,
I think
I'm going to throw in a bit of positivity here, if I may, about this deal. You see, the money is so big that, to be honest, everybody's salivating for this deal. I think Dortmund are quiet because they're ready to see the colour of Chelsea's money. And once they see it, they will take it. 100%. I think the agent is limited in how much profit he wants, because anything is profit right now. They're just the deal lies with Chelsea. And Chelsea, we've got to be proud of our club, really, because we're not stupid with money. If we don't go for this deal, there's got to be a very good reason. Maybe somehow the demands didn't allow us to balance the rest of our books and so on. And I don't think that's going to happen, because it looks quite clearly they're working hard to be able to balance the books in terms of financial fair play and contracts for other players. I think we need to be patient. I think this is such a big money deal that when we move, we will get this guy. We will get him. I really do believe that.
As soon as
do you know how I think we'll get him? I think there'll be backhand payments that when we'll do privately, and then he'll be on like 300 grand a week, maybe. But there'll be backhand payments.
I just think
like on Woman's yacht, there'll be like a, you know what I mean?
If you win the Prem, we'll give you a yacht.
You know what? The other thing that Shabab's saying, and I said this on the football terrace earlier this morning when I was on with Terry. I said to him, this for me has a stench of the Kai Havertz deal. And in terms of that, I mean, you saw a lot of talks around us wanting him. All journalists coming out, Chelsea want Havertz, Chelsea want Havertz, Chelsea want Havertz. But we were sitting for months going, but Chelsea haven't done anything. We ain't getting. And it got to the point where we was like, our own fans were like, we ain't going to get him. Like, this is like, it's just journalists saying the same thing, blah, blah, blah. And one thing I would say is with this Haaland situation, I feel like it's going along that route at the moment. And I really think it's a good thing. It is. It's not died away. It's not like it's disappeared. Do you know what I mean? It seems to still be
I generally think we're further along in the deal than we know.
I agree.
I don't see why we'd have been talking, because we've been trying to fix our relationship with Raiola for like months for this deal, like a year. Like, it would make no sense for Chelsea to not go all out, and the only way we don't get him is if like Dortmund are like, we're not selling him for any price, but they're going to sell him, man, because
go on.
No, I'm just saying, it's just obvious when you see that Azort geezer on interview saying, "Oh yeah, we're planning for the new season." Well, you're planning for him until that 150 million pound gets thrown on the table and you're selling him. Like, it's obvious.
If I'm going to flip Saint on you guys, I just want to ask you guys to answer this question. If we don't get Haaland and we let Giroud go, I don't think we let Tammy go unless we've got someone coming in anyway. I agree, but Do you think Chelsea will revert to Lukaku? Do you think Lukaku will be the next big thing?
No,
Chelsea?
no.
I don't
see Lukaku. I think the amount of public that Lukaku, like things that say Lukaku stay in, his agent literally said it the other day. Like he's happy there.
Kai Havertz said the same thing.
Look, I just don't see Chelsea. Well, how much is Lukaku?
100
to 110 million euro.
Yeah, 100
What,
to
euros?
100 to 100. Yeah, 100 to. So it's about 90 million
It
pounds.
depends. I think it depends. Like what happens with say that with Haaland, yeah, we're negotiating and we're really close, and then say on like the 10th of August, they're like, oh, we're not selling him. I feel like we'll have to know what's going to happen with Haaland in 2 weeks' time to go for Lukaku.
To be honest, Chelsea are like doing negotiations behind the scenes between both of them anyway.
Yeah, but
so if one deal collapses, I think Lukaku will.
Man, these viewers are such. It's funny, man. You got Erling Haaland.
Oh yeah, it's jokes and that.
You got Erling Haaland. I want to join Chelsea. I don't want Dortmund no more. Then you've got Marina. I was talking to Haaland on the phone. The people, before we move forward, there's nearly 50 of you here with us right now. Please make sure you smash that like button. Subscribe if you're new to GNA TV. Then let's try and get us up to that 60 likes.
I saw
like frame as well.
I saw such a good tweet about Marina. Like someone
Honestly,
tweeted that if Marina made OnlyFans, she could pay pay for his doing like a week or something. Like,
and honestly, I don't know. I would be upset. You know, anything can happen in football, but I would be upset if our club plays in excess of 100 million on Lukaku, a 28, 29-year-old player who it's still suspect in terms of his ability in the Premier League and with the type of football we play. I just don't think that's the way to go. Honestly, I'd rather we don't have anyone if we don't get the Haaland deal done and go for a player that we, at that age that if we drop that money, we'll be stuck.
Bobby, I've got a question for you, mate. I've got 1 second, guys. I've got a question for you. Would you be pissed off if we don't get a Haaland and we go and spend 70 million on a Rice or a 50 million on DM? Would you be annoyed?
Well, it depends on the reason we do that. If it's because the Haaland deal, maybe Dortmund say something, for example, like, right, he's not being sold at any price and we can't go any further, then, you know, fair enough. You know, we go get a guy that we've been, courting for a while. But if we go and spend and trap ourselves in 110 million on a Lukaku, I just don't think that's good
it doesn't make sense, does it? It doesn't fit Chelsea's.
Could I actually try to defend the Lukaku point? With the whole United thing, right? He apparently played like right wing or something like that. Yeah, it didn't work out. But a lot of our Chelsea successing strikers have been physical strikers that could play back to goal and could bully defenders.
Yeah, Lukaku can do that.
Drogba, Hasselbank, etc., right? How many strikers, big money strikers that we've had that can't like physically bully, like the Morata, the Torres, the ones where he had to play through balls too. Look, even Giroud, he might not have the pace, but he could play back to goal.
But the thing is with Haaland, he's got all of that and pace.
Yeah, he's got all of that. But if they won't sell him, There's nothing to do. If Lukaku hits the ground running and wins us the league,
I'm more worried about Chelsea not putting a bid in, man, than Dortmund selling.
Hey, to be honest, I don't care what Blue Tuffel is saying. I don't care about resale value. Giroud had no resale value, but helped us win stuff. As long as they win stuff, I don't care, man.
Jim, are Dortmund interested in Tammy still?
No, they're not. They're not.
They're not at all.
Nah.
There's a few rumoured bids that we put in.
With him in there, yeah, they rejected it as well.
1 second, guys. Grant, good question. How much time do you think Haaland will need to settle down in the EPL? That's the question. Do you want my honest opinion on that?
None.
6 months.
I don't think he needs that much because if you look at I want to look at Haaland's attributes. What he actually brings to Premier League. He's got pace. He's strong. He's tall. He's clinical. I actually think he can hold the ball up. I know people say he's not good at holding the ball up. He can hold the ball up.
He's got very good link-up play. What do we mean by that, by the way?
Jem, if you
People saying
remember,
he's going to struggle. People saying he's going to struggle to adapt to the tempo of the Premier
Because
League.
I don't think he's getting 30. I don't think he's getting 30 plus goals. I think he'll get like 20. I think he'll get like around 20.
No, in
League.
competitions, he will get anything between 20 to 30 goals. I reckon.
If he gets 30 in all comps, it's a good season. If he gets 30 in all comps, Premier League's a lot hard.
We're talking about a 20-year-old. Like if Haaland comes to us and he scores 22 Premier League goals in his first season, like that's not
solid.
That's what? That's Kane's golden boot this year. Yeah, that's
and Timo Werner gets 16 or 17
exactly.
as well.
Like that's.
I just want to say, Diego Costa scored 20 for us.
Yeah, but
you know what? Right? Out of all the strikers that Chelsea have had in their history, you look at Didier Drogba and you look at Diego Costa. None of them are as clinical of a striker than what we're trying to bring in Haaland. I'm talking about
Haaland.
I mean, Diego Costa kind of was. He was getting consistent 20 goals.
He wasn't that clinical.
No, but the problem was though he kept on getting red cards. That was the only problem.
I think Haaland might be like that though.
He was literally suspending himself. He could have got a lot more than 20.
I generally believe Haaland, if he joins, and he gets the same amount of chances as Werner, like I can see him scoring. Like I think if he's at Chelsea for 3 or 4 years, he will get the most goals ever in a Prem season. I generally believe.
And do you know what, Shabab? You're right about the Lukaku thing, yeah. And the only thing I would say is, if we don't get a Haaland, if Chelsea can't manage to balance their books to bring in a Haaland, then rather than spend that 80, 70 or 60 million on a fucking DM, go and buy Lukaku for that, for 80 million.
Yeah,
I'd be more happy with that.
Yeah,
you know
but
what I mean?
They won't sell Lukaku for 80 million. That's the problem.
Well, no, he's 110 million euros in the trade. That's what they've asked for.
Yeah, Chelsea won't offer that for a 29, 28, like 8-year-old, will they?
He's 27.
But the thing is, though, guys, I was gonna ask you: would you rather settle in for a Tammy Abraham Broja or Lukaku and a Broja, man?
What's that?
I'm saying our target is to win the league.
Yeah.
Or Tuchel's gonna get sacked. So would you rather stick with the Tammy Abraham or Lukaku?
Lukaku. We have a good chance of getting Haaland next year.
Tuchel's not going to get sacked.
Lukaku's got class.
No, you say that, right? No. And what evidence have you got that he won't get sacked? Because Mourinho won back titles and he got sacked.
Those days have gone. People are referring back to those days. There have been reasons in recent times.
It's the same owners. It's the same board, same owners.
Yeah, I'm just worried Tuchel, will still get sacked, even if he wins the Super Cup, Club World Cup, gets far in every competition.
No, he's a Super Cup.
It's not going to happen.
Bare minimum trophies he needs to win and top four.
It's not going to happen. You know, those days of when Chelsea, I think after the sacking of Ancelotti, when we were second in the league, I think
we didn't even sack Sarri either.
Yeah, we didn't. Roman repented of that. I mean, people forget that the first time when Mourinho left, he wanted to go. The second time, he was within a point of the relegation zone, and he lost the dressing room.
Yeah,
you know, Antonio Conte left because he wanted to leave. Sarri used Chelsea
the Conte point was wrong. The Conte point was wrong. He wanted to stay. We sacked him. We did not pay his wages. We did not pay his wages, and he took us to court.
Conte was being obstinate. He engineered the way out of the club. You know, so that is. I mean, Sarri used Chelsea. He didn't want to stay for when we didn't have a transfer market, and he wanted to go to Juventus.
Exactly. He wanted
Lampard,
and now
Lampard
was
really
not good enough
out of his depth. By the second season, he was out of his depth.
Yeah.
The owner loves Lampard. The fans love Lampard, and they let him go at a time where his face was saved. Lampard will forever be remembered as the coach, as the Chelsea legend that came in when nobody else would take the club, when we had a transfer ban and put all our academy boys through. So it was a strategic thing. They had courted Tuchel for ages. And that was the time to get him. They're not going to get rid of Tuchel easily unless he really flops. He's going to stay. So we need to get this out of our head that he's gonna go. No, he's not.
No, I just worry that they're not going to get him.
Which is why I said he'd go if he underachieves, and that was my original point. Not
He just needs to get
where
back,
he's
doesn't it? So he doesn't fall out of the board. Like he'll fall out of the board if he doesn't get back.
Ravi, sorry guys, Ravi. Do I think Chelsea will win a trophy next season, providing they sign a striker of a Haaland, for example, maybe even a Lukaku?
The Super
I
Cup.
think we should
But we'll win
be
the Super
Cup. Well, we should
maybe
win
the Club
something.
World Cup.
You know, we've got
Maybe
enough
the Club World
competitions
Cup.
to play in next season anyway. You know,
win
so
a
we
trophy.
should win.
Yeah.
Hopefully, something.
If
Fingers
we don't
crossed.
win a trophy, that's awful, man.
If you ask me what I preferably want us to win next season, mine would definitely be the Premier League. I think it's something that it's been a while now. I'm missing it. You know, I want.
Would you take it? Would you take it over Champions League? Would you?
Yeah, I'd love to defend that and do that. That would be saying else back to back. But I just find I think that's very hard.
We're winning the Prem.
I think we can forget
If
the
we
Prem
sign
if we
Haaland,
don't have Haaland. If we have Haaland,
if we sign Haaland, we only need one or two players.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah,
we
you're
don't
right.
need that much. One or two players.
Bro, we need Haaland, a Kamara, and like obviously a free transfer for a goalie, but that's not even. I don't even count that as a transfer, like a proper transfer. And then maybe like a
priority is Haaland. Everyone else is just icing on the cake.
Absolutely. Yeah. And lads, one thing, I know if we get Haaland, every media outlet, every opposition team, everybody will be praying he flops. But he's not going to.
No, he won't.
I'm not a betting man, but if we get Haaland, I'll be willing to bet that kid's going to drop 20-25 first season. No doubt.
I'll take it golden boot.
Yes, I agree.
I'll say golden boot, man. I'm not even joking.
Well, I would look. People need to understand this with Haaland, and I keep saying this. I think Haaland is what we need. I think he'll score goals because why? Because Chelsea create enough.
Exactly.
And he would bury him. But
people say we don't create because we don't score a lot.
But he's still. What people still need to understand is that he's still very fucking young as well. He's 20. A raw young talent. He may have a dip. Let's just say he has a dip from November to January, unfortunately for us, which is a bit.
I've got time for players like that, man.
People shouldn't panic if he does. He's fucking young. Do you know what I mean? He's a young. I'm not saying he will. I think he will score here and there.
Yeah, we forget we got Havertz. Yeah, who's going to blow the seed.
If he didn't score that goal, in the Champions League final and we lost, no one would be gassing him up. Like I rate him high. I think he'll be one of the best players in the world, personally. But like he's been awful this season, really. Like he had a good spell until at the back end of the season, and obviously scored the goal in the Champions League final, which obviously pays back the price, doesn't it? But he still hasn't done anything major, has he? Take away the Champions League final goal, but he hasn't done anything.
Yeah.
I
hear that.
So Haaland's not going to be as bad as Havertz was.
I don't. Well, look. Yeah, well, I don't worry about Haaland coming to Chelsea and not scoring goals. Because the way we play under Tuchel, the way we press, the way we do create chances.
He'll get 20 goals at least.
Bro, we'll be lethal on the counter attack, man.
Oh yeah,
him, Werner and Havertz will be lethal, 100%.
Yeah.
What formation do you think Chelsea will play next season? Good question. Let's do it. Actually, I'm going to do one now. FIFA squad builder very quickly. Let's go.
I can see. I think we'll just keep. I think we'll switch between a 4-3-3 and the 5-back, often.
If we don't get Adama Traore, we might change formation.
Yeah, 100%. Because we missed out on Kiwi. So
yeah.
So what formation are we going for then, people?
Jem, is this based on realistic?
No, it won't be 4-3-3. It won't be 4-3-3.
This is based on what we want, our realistic, how we think it will look if.
Because I think Haaland's a realistic signing for Chelsea.
Okay, cool. Then in that, what formation do you want? 4-2-3.
4-2-3-1. It's more realistic.
These adverts do my head in massively.
He always plays with a double pivot. He always plays with a double.
Yeah, he ain't going to do 4 at the back, is he? He's going to do 3 at the back, isn't he? Let's be serious.
I think he'll be 4 back.
Tuchel does 4. He does 4 at the back in game often.
Yeah.
He always changes his formation in game. He starts with a 5-3-1, and then you then see him doing all sorts of different things in game. That's why talking
He's so
about
such a
formations.
flexible
Exactly.
man. Like, that's what he wanted. That's what he wanted, like Hakimi and stuff. Like, if we got Hakimi, right, I think it's such an underrated signing. Like, everyone's like, oh, yeah, don't pay 70 million euros on a wing back. But it's like, he's the best there is, like, in the world. And have you seen his link up with Haaland at Dortmund? Like, we got him.
PSG, they gave him the cash.
Yeah, obviously.
We got Ziyech to do that.
Apparently, he wants to go back to Real Madrid still.
Yeah, I saw that in the future. Yeah.
What are we going for this, people? Formation?
Just go over
4-3-3?
Yeah, go on then.
Or do you think we'll go for... or do you want me to go for it back?
Because I'm just wondering, if we play 5 at the back, like, because we've got so many players in wide areas, like Ziyech, Hudson-Odoi, Pulisic, Werner.
Do you think Haaland switches us into a back 4 though? That's my question.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I do.
At some point, yeah.
Oh, I think we play 4 at the back against all the smaller teams, and then 5 back in big games.
All right, so let's do it then. Mendy in goal. I'm assuming. Yeah, there's no.
Nah, Kepa, man, come on, he's so clear.
Yeah,
Mendy.
There's so many Mendys. There we go. Yeah. Mendy in goal.
Yeah. His ratings are awful, Anna. What is that?
Tuchel does all sorts of things. At some point in the Champions League final, Chelsea were playing 4-2-4 against Man City. Certainly around the time we scored.
Yeah, 4-2-4. Yeah. He played that against Brighton, Fulham.
Yeah.
Like, Ziyech was playing centre mid at some points. It was so weird.
Could we go 4-2-3-1 though? If we're doing 4, we're doing the 4 at the back.
You want a 4-2-3-1?
Yeah, go on.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think Havertz will play on the right hand side next to Haaland again.
What, like that? That ain't even 4-2-3-1, is it?
Yeah, that's I don't know what that's.
Why is it like that?
It's got the 2 DMs and the three cams in it on FIFA.
Oh, I guess that's why.
Yeah, like that.
Is that right?
Yeah. All right, cool. Left back.
Yeah, okay. Obviously Chilwell.
Are we all agreeing, people?
Yeah, the back 4 is going to be
Chilwell. Who's in the middle?
Saucy.
Rudiger and Silva.
Who are going in the middle? Talk to me. 2 in the middle.
Silva,
Rudiger.
Yeah, Rudiger.
Yeah. Maybe Christian.
Of course.
No, Rudiger's better.
Silva. I don't want to hear that Krusty the Clown name.
Crossy is our backup. He's the backup.
My guy.
Rudiger Silva.
Obviously
now, who plays right back?
James plays, man.
Yeah.
Does he walk in? Does Aspie get in?
I think they rotate. They rotate.
But James, I'll just prefer James. So.
All right, James it is then, guys. James it is.
Remember, lads, it's a long season. A lot of these guys
like,
they're going to get game time. Yeah.
And then you look into the midfield, all right? So you've got there's your back 5. Who plays in the next part of it? Who plays on the left?
Is this with signings, yeah?
Yeah. So this is...
I generally think it's going to be... Yeah. What we're going for left-hand side?
Yeah.
Werner,
yeah?
Yeah.
Does everyone agree? Or do they think something else?
Werner, Haaland.
Havertz.
Yeah.
Werner, yeah?
I think I'll play on the left, yeah.
I don't think he's a good
Pulisic. No, wait, Pulisic.
Nah, he doesn't...
I changed my mind, Pulisic.
He doesn't see Pulisic as a starter, though.
As an LF, probably.
He's
Pulisic, yeah?
Oh, go on then, put Pulisic.
Yeah, what about Mount?
Well, Mount's going to play number 10, isn't he?
Oh, no,
this is what people don't. This is why I've done this, because you see how many problems we have now. Because it's a good thing. Don't get me wrong. But how do you fit Havertz in? How do you fit Mount in? How do you fit Werner in? How do you fit Ziyech in?
I've got an idea for Mount.
Got in. So who plays in the 2?
I know people are going to say Jorginho, but what about if he played Mount there?
He's awful there, though.
Oh, no.
I don't think he's awful.
No.
We will do in some
Oh, no, you ain't, Lewis. You ain't coming on with that name, mate. # Gem out. I'm not. You need to change that name. You can't be. You can't. Listen. You don't get
this guy out with his pooey agendas.
You don't get to come on my channel.
Get this wallad out and his pooey agendas.
I'm not having this.
Where's Ads? I want Ads to take over. He's more level-headed.
What are you doing here? Go away. How you doing,
I saw you doing a predicted 11 and Christensen wasn't in, so I came to ask why.
Wait a sec. It wasn't me. Everyone said Rudiger Silva. It was a straight up Rudiger Silva. You telling me Christensen goes in front of Silva?
Yeah, Christensen's got the minerals, mate.
Christensen's
Nah,
hamstrings.
not over.
He
Not over
was.
Silva. No.
He gets dominated in back four. Christensen, though.
Really? I
Silva.
saw him win the Europa
We
League.
need a
in the
leader.
back four.
We need.
Well, wait a second. So
a
you
captain.
want no
We also need a
leaders at the back,
captain
yeah?
at the back.
Nah, you got to take Rudiger out if you're going to put Silva's 30 start.
Yeah, he's the leader. So
Oh
you don't
yeah, I
want
thought we were saying Rudiger was dropping out.
Oh right.
You think Christensen's better than Rudiger?
It depends. It depends.
Yeah. I think both are quality centre backs, but I'm going to go for my
I think
preference.
Christensen's better on the ball.
Yeah, but that's
No,
because
you
you
can't
you're-
drop Rudiger.
Nah, Rudiger's sick
Boyfriend.
on the ball, man.
You can't drop
What?
Rudiger. He's
Christensen's
the main
better
man
on the
there.
ball.
No,
Yeah,
he's
I think
not.
he's more-
Yeah, he is.
No, he's not.
Rudiger's
Christensen's
better.
way better on the ball.
Wait,
No,
he's
Christensen's
not.
what paid DM.
I can't lie, you all said that because you're influenced by Jem, that's why.
No,
Oh,
I
man.
don't care about that.
I'm just saying.
My own. No,
Here
I
we
like
go.
Christensen, but Rudiger's
Yes.
been the best centre back under Tuchel. Why would you drop him?
Yeah,
I think
Yeah.
Christensen's been the best centre back on the Tuchel.
Oh, stop it. Go.
But both have been great.
Move on
I'm
anyway.
not trying to
biased.
take nothing from
You're
Rudiger.
not coming in here and
There's more
stinking
to
it
it
up with
than
your
just being
bullshit
good on
player
the
agenda.
ball.
And we're trying to get on with
Rudiger
this.
started like every game. Rudiger's started every game under
Yeah.
Tuchel.
Exactly.
What?
Yeah, because he's had the left side on lock. He's had
Rudiger
Silva
is-
to compete with in the
Chris-
middle.
Hey, Lewis.
Like, you gotta think, innit?
Rudiger is better in a back four than Christensen. Christensen's good in a
Yeah.
back three, but I am still I have my question marks on him being
He
able
might
to
get
play in a
bullied.
back
He
four.
might get bullied.
That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
And I think Rudiger is better.
I'm
than him in
I'm
the
surprised
back
the same questions wouldn't be out for Rudiger then, because he's
Why
looked
though? He's
sus
played.
in the back
No,
four
he's
too.
played in the back four. He's played in the back
And
four.
he's looked hella sus in the back four.
Not nonsense.
Yeah.
Before he got injured, he was fine. He was.
What do you mean?
Remember-
1920 Rudiger was the worst defender we had
What are
that
you talking
season.
about? Chelsea were crying for him to come back when he was injured. Don't you remember?
And then he was
played in
horrendous when he
garbage.
came
under
back.
Lampard.
And he was
Our
Our whole
horrendous when he
defence is
came back.
garbage. Come on, our whole defence is garbage. It was
The whole
such a-
defense was garbage, but I can't lie. Rudiger was the worst of the lot that
All right,
season.
listen. Yeah, under Lampard. Yeah. Well, actually, they were all bad. I'm not. happy.
They were all bad. They were all bad, but Rudiger was horrendous when he came
Jorginho,
Who's
back.
playing? Guys, who's playing in the
Jorginho
DMs? Who's playing in the two DMs?
Jorginho Kante.
Kante and Jorginho.
Yeah, Declan Rice will sit on the bench wherever he comes.
Kante and Jorginho. And who
Yeah.
plays in front of them then?
Mount.
We agree with that?
Yeah.
No Havertz? No
Oh,
Havertz?
so that's a good point,
I
actually.
would argue Havertz
Yeah,
and
then
put
Mount
Mount
on
on
the
the right, on the right side.
Yeah, Mount on
I'd
the
say
right.
put
maybe.
Havertz.
Wait,
Because that's
say that again?
the wingers are going to be tense. Let's be real.
Yeah, because
You could play Havertz on the white, maybe, but
it put
Havertz central. Havertz is more dangerous central.
yeah,
I
yeah.
don't really like Havertz on the white.
Also, you got to think like how wide are they going to be playing? Like, because Mount's good on like an inside forward, isn't he? Like, say we're not putting him out on the wing.
So some people are saying this at the moment. Cho right wing back, Havertz left wing instead of Pulisic. What do we think?
Wait,
of
what
that?
about Ziyech?
Nah.
What about Ziyech?
The only right side chores going on is the right side of the bench. That's what
I
it
think
is.
this formation suits Ziyech. It suits Ziyech a lot, though.
They're asking for it.
Ziyech's not.
I
So
think
wait a
it
second,
suits
guys.
him.
Who
No,
would
but
be
If we're
your ideal?
talking,
Who would be
if
your
we're talking
ideal?
about
right wing?
a low block team, then Ziyech would probably go in. But I feel like it'd be Havertz central and Mount on the right. But I don't know if you guys would agree.
All right. Wait a sec. Let's just go through this. Who plays on the right wing? So obviously,
Ziyech for me.
Ziyech.
I'll put Ziyech.
In this formation, Ziyech.
Do we all agree? Ziyech, yeah.
Upper Ziyech as well.
Go on.
Ziyech is much better.
And then
than
just whack Haaland or Havertz, depending on what we're going to get. Yeah.
Ah, we've got Haaland. This is
Yeah, we've
Do
got
you know
Haaland.
what- do you know what? Do you know what this debate is telling me?
Chelsea bet in my book.
That's not
Do you know
Lukaku.
what? Do you know what's really obvious from this debate, lads?
That is
You know,
sick. That is a good
apart
team.
apart from a goalkeeper, the only signing Chelsea really needs
Is a
to make
striker.
is Haaland.
Yeah, I know.
Honestly,
I agree.
we're just showing it now.
Nah, we need a midfielder.
Yeah,
No,
but
we
what about
don't.
tomorrow?
No, we don't. Listen.
What do you mean? We got three midfielders.
Listen to me, right? I've said this earlier to someone as well on this stream. I said I would rather Chelsea bring in someone from the academy Or
And just
shouldn't
get
have
Haaland.
allowed Billy Gilmore to go on loan. Why were we going to drop 50 to 70 million on a DM who's not going to get in front of Kante, Jorginho, or Kovacic?
Right, so that's why you spend 50 million on Boubacar Kamara and stop ranking over Declan Rice.
Yeah,
but Kamara is 15
Or you
mil
look
now.
at your academy.
No, he's 15 million.
But the question is, Jem. The question is, Jem, haven't Man City spent 50, 60 million on bench players? Would we want to build a team like? Would we want to build a team like a Barcelona?
We're not run like that. We don't do that. Though.
Yeah, no.
I know we don't do that, but wouldn't we? No, because Chelsea's ambition is to dominate both domestic and Euro. So, would we want to build a strong bench as well?
Well, our bench is pretty strong.
But not for 80 million or 90 million or 70 million.
Royce isn't even an 80 million pound quality player. Like,
I'm sorry.
Say we bought
if we buy Royce, he's starting. He's going to start.
We can't get Tchouameni. He's not even leaving.
He's going to leave next year. That's what his plan is.
Yeah.
If we buy Royce, he's starting.
But yeah, Royce will start. Trust. He will.
Why is he starting? Who's he benching?
I think Tuchel will bring him in to start him.
Who's he benching?
Yeah.
60 million they want benching.
But he was fine.
Yeah, but who's he benching? Who's Declan Rice benching?
Maybe Jorginho.
It can't be Jorginho because Jorginho is going to be the one controlling our attack. So we'll have to Kante. But then we're going to sit here and say that we're benching N'Golo Kante.
Yeah,
we're
going to be like
see how stupid this transfer is.
It makes no sense, Lewis. It doesn't make no sense.
Tell that to half this fan base fucking milking themselves over unballed Rice like he's anything special.
Some people, actually rather have Rice than Haaland. I'm not even joking.
Oh yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I feel like that's a lie. But
so you think that Kante out of the two is going to get dropped for Declan Rice?
Rice hides from the ball, man.
He's higher rated than Kante.
I think it's Jorginho. I feel.
No.
Yeah, it will be Jorginho.
And then I think, and then you have Kante and Rice. But I think that's too defensive. I don't think you need.
Yeah.
Well, a back four. It's a back four though.
Yeah. It's a back four,
and Kante's quite. He's not that. Do you know what I mean? Kante like joins the attack sometimes.
Can you see Declan Rice playing centre back maybe sometimes?
No. Not why Thiago Silva's there.
Yeah, we should get. We should just get Kamara.
They want him as a centre back, but that'll be in a back three.
They won't be doing that anytime soon, though, will they? That's my point. So
if you want to put this in there, might as well. If you put Rice as centre back,
I'm only going to be angry with Rice if we prioritise Rice over Haaland. Like, it's going to be so bad.
So what happens if we go to a 3-4-3? Because we know Tuchel can and will probably adapt to different styles of formations throughout the season.
I think with Rice, like Jorginho will start in the 5-back. Yeah,
I feel like if we're getting a Dharma, we're probably going to put a Dharma on the right one.
I don't think we're going to get a Dharma.
If we're getting a Haaland, if we're getting a proper striker, we're probably going to get a Dharma or someone.
Mm-hmm. Let's put a Dharma in.
I literally don't see a Dharma coming in without a striker.
Yeah.
And he's the only. Let's be real. We're only going to get one more player after Haaland, and he's probably the cheapest one to get.
No, I think.
But we already know that Haaland costs too much anyway, which is why.
I agree.
Why don't we just go for fucking Lukaku, save us a bit of money, go for a DM and get a
how much are you going to be in sterling? 80, 70 million Lukaku if we go for him? It's going to be about
90 million back.
80, 90.
Yeah.
Right, so that would be at least 60 million that we're saving.
Okay.
Go and get Basmati afterwards. If you want to be cheap again and get a DM, you can go get a centre back.
Jem, take out Pulisic and burn Havertz.
Yeah. My question to you guys: if we go to a 3-4-3, you got Haaland, Mount. Who plays in the front three if we do that? Is Havertz back in?
It'd be Havertz and Mount and Haaland.
Yeah.
What about Werner? And then
I also see Pulisic. True. I see Pulisic playing left wing back or right wing back against small teams as well.
And what about Reece James? Does he go? Do you see him going here, or do you think
he should go right? He should be right centre back. Yeah, 100%.
It'll be Aspie or Reece James. Though,
yeah.
No,
do we need a centre back? We don't I don't think we do. Do we?
What about Christensen?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
No. Aspie starts ahead of Christensen.
No. Put Christensen.
Christensen's Silva. He's a Silva replacement. If Silva's out, if Silva's out injured, I play Christensen now.
True.
Yeah, I agree with that. I'd have Christensen right in the middle. I think he's a good replacement. That's me saying it as well.
That's his... Christensen is for when Silver's out, which he will be.
Oh,
Silver will get injured.
Look at that.
It
Happy,
will
Lewis?
happen.
Are you smiling?
Oh, very happy. We've
See?
won the league with this.
Exactly. Christensen is the best Thiago Silva replacement.
Yeah,
That's why we call him Andreas Cinderella, because the boot fits.
Or we could go, if I wanted to just let my agenda fly, I could be like my big boy KZ Hive, Kurt Zuma. Let's go, my guy.
The man said we're putting Kurt
go.
Zuma in the middle of the
Let's
back
go,
three.
Kurt Zuma.
All right, suddenly we're back in the top
Kurt
4, right?
Zuma.
Is what it is.
Yeah, but we got someone who scores a lot of goals, though.
Exactly.
Corners.
Yeah, but
Zuma.
I mean, we've got strikers that are meant to do that.
Well, not always. It's important from corners, isn't it? That you score.
It is, but
I mean, yeah, John Terry. John Terry scored 50 goals for us.
I know, but John Terry could defend.
John Terry could defend.
He's
So
got you there.
what are you talking about?
John Terry can't defend in a back three, man.
Kurt Zuma can only really do recovery tackles. And as the great Alessandro Nesta said, if you have to make a tackle, you made a mistake.
Listen, you guys forget how he pocketed Dominic Calvert-Lewin at home. Yeah, and literally pocketed him the whole game. He has had some good performances. Yes, but no. Look, he has had some good performances for Chelsea. As long as you've got to think about it. When he was next to Thiago,
Yeah, when Thiago Silva's playing Xbox controller next to him and telling him where to go.
If Kurt, hang on,
his levels raised, and he done the same when he was next to John
What
Terry.
about West Brom, Jim?
Kurt
Zuma's at his best when he has someone telling him where to be every single time. That's what you're telling me. He was only good under Thiago Silva, and he was only good under John Terry.
Yeah, but you say that, right? I don't think Christensen works without a leader. I think you need someone.
Well, he literally has for like 4 months.
Champions League final, he did that, and he kept consecutive clean sheets. No, but he was still good though, regardless of a leader or not.
No, but I still think that the leader is important, and I think, especially for our centre backs, they're not fucking out and out natural leaders. They're not. They're good. They're good technical players. Some of them, yeah, but they're not that leader. You know, and I think it's important to have someone.
If you're in the middle of a back three, you have to have some sort of leadership skills.
That's what I'm saying.
Well, then Christensen's been in the middle of a back three for 4 months.
Yeah, but he's not vocal, is he? He's not that kind of guy that's gonna just,
Well, just because you don't hear him shouting doesn't mean he's not saying anything.
I don't think he's the leader. He has the leadership capabilities from what I've seen up to now. I think he maybe you grow into it. Who knows? But I don't look at him as being.
I think he's been growing into it.
I don't think he's a new John Terry. If you're going to compare it, is he a John Terry?
He is Viking JT. He's here.
He doesn't have the. He's got the
Come on, man. John Terry already said this was going to be the guy who takes over his legacy.
Even in the Euros, against Russia, Zuba was taking a piss out of Christensen the whole game. I'm not even joking. Zuba, the Russian striker.
Yeah, bruv, tell him.
He actually was. I'm not even hating on Christensen.
Wait, what game are we on about?
The one where Denmark won 4-1.
Oh, Wales.
No, against Russia. The striker, the Russian striker, he kept winning. He won like every single battle against Christensen.
Yeah, but that's the one game though.
Shit, I ain't even gonna act like I watched that game, but when I watch Chelsea wins 80% of his aerial duels in every match, that's all I know.
Yeah,
Christensen's a good defender.
No, I like Christensen, but I like Christensen, but his weakness is physicality, man. He gets done too easily.
How?
It's not tough enough.
I'll be real. That's such like a 2019 argument. It's 2021 now. This guy's beefed up.
No, he's still, compared to the other centre backs we have, he's the weakest in that aspect.
Cry.
I wouldn't even say that he's weak though. Like the guy literally wins 80% of his aerial duels per match.
I said weakest. I didn't say he was weak. I said weakest.
Then it's still just a dead point.
Don't do it to yourself, bro, because he's just going to throw it back in your face. You can't say anything about it.
No, I mean it's just a dead point. I mean if he's the weakest of our
You are
four
not
centre
allowed
backs,
as a
then we have
Chelsea
four
fan to
very strong
criticise
centre
players
backs.
that people have agendas for. That's what I've realised with our fan base. You're not allowed to do
Yeah.
that. Don't do it.
But you can
do it.
openly
Don't do
criticise
it. If you
players that you have
criticise him,
agendas
apparently you
against.
don't like him. That's the way our fan base is. You can't say anything about an individual.
I like
That is
Christensen.
it.
I like all my players, man. Seriously.
Martial destroyed
what.
Christians. When was this? 2020. This weren't even last season.
Not a
So,
can.
bro, I'm gonna be real. I don't care. I'm talking about this
on.
season.
Remember when Christensen lost a header against Martial?
That was last season.
This was
Come on,
this was
lads.
not this was 1920. This was not 2021. So I don't care.
You don't care because you don't want to remember it. That's why.
No, I know
The only
the
ones who
moment. I was
remember
there for it. I was watching the game live,
Oh, was
but
ya?
that wasn't recent, so I don't care.
Also,
Martial
I'll be
destroyed
honest. I don't
Christensen.
even think he was Denmark's best defender.
Martial destroyed Christensen. When was this? Was that game? Was it?
That was the 2-0 game where we lost in the bullshit VAR decision and everything.
Oh yeah, fair enough. Dude was one of our best in the final. Denmark's best defender at Euro, and we are arguing.
I don't think he was. I'll be honest. I don't think he was. But that's my opinion.
We can debate this all day. I can't lie.
It's very funny how when his team's having an average game or they look like they're about to lose, he pulls an injury, doesn't he? He's on the floor like, I'm out, and then he comes off, and then it's like,
Shaw's not better than Mason Mount.
I only saw Denmark
very
start
unusual, isn't he?
losing
He's
when
done that a couple
Christensen
times
was off the
actually, where
pitch.
he just walks off the pitch injured, and then they lose the game. Very
Well,
unusual.
the same injury Thiago Silva had against Spurs when he made a game-saving interception. Here's what it is.
I mean, Christensen does it on the rigs, but it is what it is. We move.
Is it? We could talk about Thiago Silva and his hamstrings then if we want to do that.
Yeah, but he's a 36-year-old flaming guy. What are you talking about here? You're comparing him to
You think you care anyway?
How old is Christensen?
Christensen is 25 years of age.
And how many times does he get injured in games? Supposedly. Because I think it's quite high.
I've only seen twice this season. No, 3 times. Three
That's
times
quite
this
a lot,
season.
though, Lewis, for someone that hasn't played the full season, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? Think about what I'm saying here. It's very weird, isn't it?
And what do you want me to say? Like the Villa one, he was back in 3 weeks. The Man City one, he was back in a week. And this one, we haven't even heard how long he's going to be out for. Not that deep.
Well, we'll see anyway. But it seems like it's either an injury-prone issue or something else. But Chua is going to be bad next season because of his confidence. For God's sake, he isn't even on the bench for England. Trippier as a left back ahead of him. I see it as a good thing for Chelsea. We've got a fresh player for next season.
I'm different. I think Chua will prove himself. Chua will have the mentality to bounce back and prove himself as the best.
How is confidence going to go when he's just won the Champions League? His confidence is going to go. He's going to go back in the Champions League, isn't it?
Exactly.
Christensen and Thiago Silva will rotate in and out. Yeah, I can see that.
Exactly.
I can't see Silva playing each and every game. Didn't Christensen get bullied by Barnsley striker? I remember that game. I've mentioned it to him a number of times. But
what Barnsley? What?
Every time I explain to him, these games, he's like, "Oh yeah, I don't remember that one. What are you talking about?"
First off, that Barnsley game, everyone was horrendous, but Christensen was still our best defender, and he came up in 45 minutes. He came up in 45 minutes because he got a boot to the head. Like, what do you want him to do? Take a Randy Orton punt to the head and just stand
there we
up
go
and play
again.
on?
He's supposedly injured when we're having a bad game. Yeah, I mean, there we go.
It was a boot to the head. What do you want to do about man having a concussion?
Oh, shit, you cracked me up, you know that. Simon Kerr.
You crack me up with your pooey agenda.
I can do this all day, man. I love it. I love it. I love it when people have agendas for players. They hate it. They hate it.
I know. I'm looking at one right now.
They hate me. Did Christian get beat by Barnsley striker? I think Cho should play on the right if we go to a back four with Reece behind, as they have a good chemistry.
I'm gonna bounce anyway. I gotta start a stream in a bit, guys.
In a bit, though.
Boot to the head. Yeah, well, apparently it was a boot to the head. I'm sure he was back the next game as well. Anyway, I'm not getting into it. All players are improving under Tuchel. Mate, excited for Javier Muamba. He's a 6'5" passing, slick, quick, and training under Tuchel. Maybe
that's a baller, Jem. That's a real baller, that kid.
Yeah,
He's
you know,
you gotta give him 4 years, man. Give him 4 or 5 years.
He could be
Guys,
a
I have to
I
go,
hate his
please,
name
if
though.
I
I
may.
hate his name.
Thanks for having me.
Name, man.
See you later. We're gonna finish off soon anyway. Thanks, mate.
How do you pronounce it? Is it Mbayamba? Or is it?
Yeah, or whatever. Big up to Chris who's in the chat. We will be finishing off soon. Another 5 odd so minutes. Christensen has been amazing in the Euros because he has fast centre back next to him at Chelsea who is fast.
What?
I wish you could hear for that one.
Last season with Tomori. I don't know.
Rudiger's pacey is. Rudiger's like one of the fastest players in the league, man.
Yeah, he is. He is. Jim, do you have an AC or a J5 agenda? No.
Yes, both.
I like every player that we have at our football club. What I don't like is not being able to criticise them for certain things, and my criticisms still stand for both of them. They've not proven me otherwise yet. I'm not saying they're shit players. I just think that consistency is important and key, and I want to see that.
So you don't think J5's will win the Ballon d'Or?
No, I don't think they'll win the Ballon d'Or.
How dare you?
Yeah, I got a question though. Like, besides the last, like, I would say the last 2-3 games before the season, before the final, which, let's be real, man, I feel like our Chelsea players were more focused on the UCL than anything else. Hasn't Jorginho been consistent, even in the Champions League run, in the last few months? Would you say?
Yeah, well, look, 38 games, all, and then we got what they're going to be
Obviously,
playing.
you know myself. I don't rate him, but I still give him praise where it's due as well. He has been consistent.
Who's that? Who? Christensen?
No, Jorginho.
Oh, right, Jorginho. Yeah, look, he's doing well. I've said this is the mad thing, right? I've actually said so many times that he's having such a good season, and he deserves it. He's playing very well. He's doing the right things. There's still that. For me, there's still that element of question marks, and one of the examples I'll give you is the Spain game. He was bar average the whole game. Yeah, he got spun a number of times. He was played in a lone DM role that I'm being told by Chelsea fans he can play, which I don't think he can, because I think protection is important with him. And to get the best out of Jorginho, he has to see the ball. If you don't give him the ball, he then becomes ineffective. You know, he's not like a Kante that can just get around the pitch and intercept and this, that, and the other. He has improved on his interceptions. He has. But he's still not, for me, I haven't seen it yet. You know what I mean? I'm still waiting to see these things. And people were shouting for Ballon d'Or.
So you're saying that you're basically not a fan of a Regista. You just don't like them type of players. Is that
I am a fan of a Regis, someone that can move the ball left, sideways, backwards, control the game. Yeah, cool. He does it very well. He's probably not anyone that can do it as good as him, moving the ball. But Busquets, in his own way, when you watch him for Spain, look how good he was. But he was progressive with the ball. He was moving the ball. He was seeing the ball. He was defensively strong. You know, I don't think, like, if you look at Busquets' game and you look at Jorginho's game, I think Busquets holds more to him. If that makes sense. But Busquets can do what Jorginho does in terms of moving of the ball sideways.
I agree with that, yeah.
You know, so,
Busquets is underrated, man.
But the only is, like, Jim, I understand you don't like him, but like, I also
do like him. I don't know.
No, I know you like him, but you criticize him quite.
Yeah.
And I understand that, but I feel like if you look at it from an objective point of view, like, in the Premier League, no one does it better than him. I would arguably say that he's the best.
I agree.
And let's be real, man. How many things do you see out there that you would say that would take him, like, replace him in big games?
I get that, but what happens when you have to switch formations and he doesn't get to play in that same role, and then you ask him to adapt to a different style of football? Can he then perform to the level that he has this season in that position? That's my question marks. That's all it is. That's what I want to see.
Well, we'll have to wait and see.
It's just a wait and see game. I'm not saying he's crap and he don't deserve to be a Chelsea player. I'm happy to have him here, but I just want to see him in other aspects. I need answers. That's all it is.
Yeah, it's because I wanted you to elaborate, because some people think that you just have an agenda.
I don't have any. You guys, you should know me. Well, it's only the only people that think I've got an agenda are people who don't watch me because they always go, oh, they tag me on Twitter like, see, blah blah blah, and I'm like, well, what are you talking about? You've not said anything. I haven't ever said that I've not liked the guy. You obviously don't listen to what I say. I have criticisms of him. Yeah, I'm allowed criticisms. I'm a Chelsea fan. We all are. Do you know what I mean? If we should be allowed to criticise our players if we want to. It's not always a happy bubble. You know, everything's great. World, you know what I mean? Especially with our Chelsea fans. But Chelsea, Jem, would you rather have Rice or Jorginho? Jorginho. I would rather have Jorginho.
All I'm going to say to that comment is one hides away from the ball, the other asks for it.
Mate, the best thing to do in the final, bet on Italy to win. If they win, you won money. If England win, you're happy. Yeah, that's true. It's funny, an average game against Spain, yet he made a new record of 8 interceptions in a single game of an international European game. But this is the thing, AR Hive, and this, and I know you're a Jorginho lover. I know you are, yeah. And I'm not sitting here saying I don't like him. Some people just need to listen to what I say. like there's a meaning behind it. Do you know what I mean? I'm not sitting here being harsh on the guy. Jorginho in 2021 has been top 3. Yeah, I've said he's had a good season.
Is Kante second then or
Jem,
first?
and the funny thing is though, Jem openly admitted he's the best in the league at what he does.
Yeah, he is. At keeping the ball, moving it sideways and forwards, and that in the way that we play, he's very good at it, and he's doing it very well. Consistently.
I don't think Fernandinho or Rodri can come close to Jorginho. Like I feel like them 3 are top 3, and I feel like Jorginho is clear of all of them.
I still think he needs to be more.
He's not clear of Fernandinho. He's not clear of Fernandinho.
He's good with the ball, meaning in keeping the ball moving. I still think he needs to be more progressive with it. When he gets the ball quick, bang, 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 bang forward. When the front three are making movements, I don't think he does that quick enough. Still.
I think his passing can be suspect at times. Like his long passing, I think isn't as good as it should be.
Don't do that, Craig Wolf. You're not allowed to do that. Apparently.
No, apparently I'm not allowed to criticise a Ballon d'Or.
Yeah, you're not allowed.
Contender. Jorginho.
I wish Jorginho was faster and more athletic, as he can only play a twin 6 system. That's why we can't play a 4-3-3 unlike Tchouaméni, 6'1", fast, great passer, and is a hybrid of Kante and Jorginho. I hear that, Shabab. I do hear
Tchouaméni. That's why I prefer Tchouaméni then.
Yeah.
But we won't get him until next season. Apparently, his plan is to see another season.
But I say he needs to. Just let him stay in front. Let him develop himself to become a good player. Then we'll see what's the assessment of him next season. Then, so.
And that's my feeling of Declan Rice. I feel like we should just let Rice stay for another season. His price will drop and will be developed a lot more. But I don't get the obsession of get Rice now. When they're in a Europa League and they'll ask high price.
We should be going for Jude Bellingham, not Wise.
Jude Bellingham's a long-term target.
I don't fancy
That's what we need to do. We need to go and get Haaland and get that done. That's
Haaland and the centre-back or right-wing-back. Literally Haaland's priority.
Jude Bellingham is the real deal. I'm telling you guys.
Bellingham's a long-term target. Chelsea have confirmed
Yeah.
All right, guys, let's finish it off anyway because it's nearly 2 hours. Jem, did you see the Ballon d'Or power rating? Mount 14th and Jorginho is 15th at the moment.
Yeah.
No, that's good. Well done to them. You know,
that's actually an achievement.
Talk of it. You know, that is an achievement. I can see him being the talk. He's not going to win it though. He's just not going to win it. I mean, but it is what it is. Guys, thank you very, very much for tuning into the new show that I'm doing, the Chelsea Talk Show. We will be doing more of this as well, where we go through what Chelsea have done up to now, and then we talk about what we could potentially be doing moving forward, and if we have any possibilities that we would like to see coming in. And then we're going to start talking throughout the pre-season more about the players that are currently with Tuchel, the ones that we think are going to go, the ones that may even get an opportunity of staying in this squad. It's going to be loads of different things that we're going to be doing moving on. But please make sure you smash that like button. Please subscribe to GNA TV as well. Hit that bell notification as well. That will alert you guys once we're live as well. And people, Grey Dinner, Hassan, Fatah, as always, guys, it has been a pleasure having you guys.
No worries,
man.
Talk to you all soon. There's still 35 of you here. Make sure you go head over to Lewis's channel because he's going live at 2:00 as well. So I might be over there as well. So I'll see you in a bit. Take care. Peace.
VIP, stay low key, like bando, bitch, oh please, yeah. Brand new whip, no keys, yeah. Get down on knees, yeah.